Okay guys, today we're going to review evaluating expressions. I know you guys have already touched base on this last year, but we're going to go back over it just to make sure you understand the material and that you understand the basics of expressions. So, as you guys know, we have please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Now, if you don't know, this is an order of operations method that helps you evaluate the expressions the proper way. So the P stands for parentheses, the E stands for exponents, the M stands for multiplication, the D is division, then you have adding and subtracting. So this just basically shows you the order in which you're supposed to solve your problems. So let's do an example. So the first one we have is 2 minus 3 times 0. I don't know if you guys know this, but that is a multiplication sign. It's the same thing as writing it as 2 minus 3 times 0. So if you need to rewrite it in order to understand it, please do so. So the first thing we see is we have subtraction as well as multiplication. If we go here and look at please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, we will see that we actually need to multiply first because that multiplication comes before subtraction. So if we multiply first, we multiply the two numbers that are in between the multiplication sign. So right here, we multiply these two numbers because they're in between the multiplication sign. And everything else, we just bring it down. So we're going to bring down the 2 and the minus, and we know that 3 times 0 is going to be 0. So that leaves us with the answer being 2. Same for this one. Exact same way, bring down the 2, minus, and we know that 3 times 0 is 0, and we get 2. Alright, let's move on to the second problem. We have 5 plus 2 minus 3. Now right here we have addition and subtraction. According to please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, you want to add first. So you want to add these two numbers first. So we know that 5 plus 2 is going to give us 7, and so we bring down the rest, minus 3, and that is going to give us 4. Okay? Alright. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, now we have 25 divided by 5 minus 4. Okay, so don't be freaked out by this, guys. I know you're used to seeing it like this, but they do this to confuse you, but it means the same thing. It's both the same thing. So like I said, if you have to rewrite it in order to understand it, please do so. There's nothing wrong with rewriting. So the first thing we have to do is look at our please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And it tells you that division is first. So we're going to divide these two first. And we know that 25 divided by 5 is just going to give us 5. And like I told you earlier, you bring down the rest. So 5 minus 4 is going to give us 1. We're going to do one more problem. Okay, and this one is going to be a long one. So we have 5 plus 2 times 8 plus 2 minus 5. Okay, so right here we have multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Well, if you come up here, we do multiplication first. Everything else we bring it down. So we do 5 plus 8 times 2, which is 16, plus 2 minus 5. Next, we move on to the next one. We don't have any division, so we go to addition. So you want to add these two, and you want to also put a bracket on that because it is addition. So we know that 16 plus 5 is going to give us 21, plus 2 minus 5. Once again, hope you can see this. Once again, we have addition and subtraction. We are still adding. So we know that 21 plus 2 is going to give us 23, and we bring down the minus 5, and that's going to give us 18.